Hi, my name is Courtney Fulmer, and I've tried to make this video multiple times now because I really didn't know what to say, but I just felt like I need to say it and get it out there for everyone to see. I have been so all over the place. I didn't want to post it because they were so bad. So I'm going to be trying one more time and trying to get it out there for you guys. So, okay. On August 14th, 2019, I had a stroke. Sorry, I get a little emotional. Yes, I had a stroke. I'm 18 years old and I had a stroke. You're wondering why, doesn't only a stroke happen, only occur with older people? Well, it can happen to, it mostly happens to older people, but it also happens to younger people sometimes. Rarely, but I was the rare one of the few. Let's get back to what I was saying. Yeah, I had a stroke on August 14th, 2019 in Lake Powell.
Yep.
No muscle.
Well. Ooh, da lally. Dun, 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 dun.
I live in Utah. We were going down there for my aunt's I don't even know what it's called. My great aunt died and loved Lake Powell, so she wanted us to go to Lake Powell and spread her ashes in Lake Powell. So we all went as a family, extended and all, to go spread her ashes. When we did that, that was a very emotional night. I remember going back to the houseboat and being so sad, but having family right by my side, and it turned out to be okay. The next morning, I woke up with a really bad stomach ache. I don't know what it was. One of my uncles gave me a heating pad to put on my stomach to try to get it to not be so hurt or achy. I tried to put it on and see if it felt better, and it ended up feeling like a little better and a little better as time went on. I stumble my words sometimes, so if I repeat the same thing I just said, so it's because of the stroke, so bear with me. My family wanted to go out on the boat and go wakeboarding and wake surfing. Half of my family wanted to go do that, and half of my family was going to drive my grandparents back to the dock so they can go home. But I was feeling a little homesick, so I wanted to go home. So I rode back with them. When we got to the dock, I just called my mom and see what she was doing, and they were getting my sister ready for her wedding. She was getting married on August 24th, I think. So they were just getting ready for that. And my mom was talking to me and just made me feel better, and so I decided to stay for some reason. And we went back, and as we got closer to the houseboat, we saw no one but our family, our other family on our other boat, watching them wakeboard and wake surf. So we get back to the houseboat, and we decided, like, hey, we should be the tube boat and they should be the wakeboard and wake surf. So if anyone wants to come on our boat and tube, they can, and if any of us want to go to wake surf, we can. And so we got 2 tubes, one for our left side and one for our right, and one had one of my cousins, Jordan, on one of them. He is 29, and one of them had me and my other cousin, Scott, and he is 23 or 24. So we set off to tubing. We had our life jackets on and we were ready to go, and Mark, my uncle, was scared because he thought he would be too rough for me, and Jordan was like, no, she can handle it, like, go as fast as you can, or like want to. And so he was like, all right, I will. And so he was going really fast and making a lot of waves and driving through the waves and all this stuff and making us wipe out. This run that we had, it was really, really bumpy and scary, but not. It was scary but fun. And so we went off a wave, and then we were like 11 feet, 12 feet up in the air, and came back down, and I stayed on. I don't know how, but I stayed on, and we just kept going until like we all fell off. And they came around and picked us back up, and that's when I started to feel a little weird. I didn't know what it was, but I said it was okay to keep going. I was just gonna ignore the weirdness. We were going, and we were trying to jump from tube to tube, so we would get close to the other tube, and my cousin would jump on the other tube and with my other cousin Jordan and leave me on one, and then he would jump back on, and then I would jump back. It was back and forth. So if I didn't explain that right, please tell me. This stroke affected my brain. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about, so tell me. Leave comments about how bad of a storyteller I am. Thank you. Yeah, we were jumping from tube to tube and jumping and having fun, and I was still feeling weird, but like not as much. And then when I jumped back on my tube, my original tube, that's when I started to feel like, whoa, I definitely don't feel okay, but I don't know what it was because I never felt that in my life. It was unreal. I don't even know what it was, but I let go of the tube with my right hand, then bashed against my cousin, and then I bashed against my other cousin, and then I flew off into the water. They came around and picked me up. My uncle said, "Are you okay?" And I couldn't say anything, so I just nodded my head yes. When the tube came around, I couldn't get myself back up on the tube. I was trying so hard to get back on the tube. But my cousin had to pull me back on because I didn't have the strength to pull me back on. So I just laid my head on the tube, and I started to breathe heavy because I felt super weird. I can't even describe it. It wasn't painful, but it felt super, super weird. Like, I can't even describe it. I just laid down, and they kept asking me if I was okay. I was shaking my head yes. I couldn't even say anything. Then they pulled me into the boat. The last thing I remember, I was looking at my cousin Jordan, and he was asking me if I was okay. And then I was out. I passed out, and then I woke up to my uncle, my other uncle, Chuck. He was just trying to keep me awake. My cousin had to hold me up, so he had to hold me in his arms to keep me stabilized. They thought I had a concussion at first. They thought I had a really bad concussion. They were trying to keep me awake. They kept pouring water on my head to try to keep me awake, and it did keep me awake because I would always brush it off my face and I wipe my eyes because I didn't want water in my eyes and all that. It was annoying, but I'm grateful that they did that. When they were driving the boat back to the dock, and the water was so smooth. No one was out there. No one. This part of the lake always has people on it, a ton of people, because it's close to the dock, but it's far enough where everyone is. So we were just shocked of why no one was out. It was a blessing. I know. It was a blessing. When we got to the dock, they were trying to ask people for help. My aunt got signal at a place that never ever gets signal. That also was a blessing. When they kept asking for people to help them, they found a father and a daughter who were both doctor and a nurse. They came over and checked me, looked at me, and did a bunch of tests on me to see what was wrong. I only remember them trying to sit me up on my own, and then I would just fall right back down. I couldn't keep myself up, just sitting. I was in and out, so I would be awake and then I would pass out, and then I would be awake and then I would pass out. It felt so super weird. I wasn't even there, but I was at the same time. When my aunt got service, she called the clinic that the Lake Powell has, and an ambulance came and they put me on a gurney with a neck brace, strapped me down, and took me to the back of the ambulance. And that's when everything like started to come back, and I was like waking up but not fully awake and not really knowing what was going on. What I remember from the ambulance was a doctor asking my name, and I couldn't answer. I literally couldn't even talk at all. I would try to say something, but nothing would come out of my mouth, not even a sound. So I would just look at him. I would just look. Do I have a headache? I don't even know. That's what I remember. And I would nod, yes or no. Nothing was coming out of my mouth at that time. The ambulance, my Uncle Chuck looked at me and said, I promise I'm not ever gonna leave your side through this. And so I wasn't fully awake. I looked at him and touched his face, and it gave him a smile, even though my face was drooping horribly. I gave him a smile as big as I could. I don't know why I did that, but I felt like I needed that and he needed that. They didn't tell us what they thought it was, but they said like, you need to be life flighted to the nearest hospital. When the helicopter got there, it was really small. I still wasn't fully awake, still not knowing what was happening. I still was confused and not myself. And before I got on life flight, my uncle said like to the pilot, is there any way I can get on this helicopter? Because I promised her I would not leave me. And I don't break my promises, ever. And the pilot said, I'm sorry, but no. This helicopter is too small. And there's only room for me and the nurses and like all the people that needed to be on there. No more people could get on the helicopter. So he looked at me and said, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to break my promise to you. I can't get on the plane, they won't let me. But when you get to the hospital, you're damn right that I'm gonna be there every step of the way. So I just held his hand. I couldn't talk still, and gave him a smile. he wanted to give me a blessing before we got on the helicopter, and he asked everyone who was there, because my cousins weren't worthy then, and so he kept asking, like, is anyone worthy? Can anyone help me give this girl a blessing? And then whether the pilot said, like, I'm worthy, I can help you give her a blessing. So they gave me a blessing. And after that, I got on the helicopter and I started my way to Dixie Regional. While I was on the flight, I still wasn't myself. And then I kept looking around and I was like, what is even happening? What is even happening? And then I looked at my foot, my right foot, and I tried to move it, but I couldn't move it, but I could move my left, and I was like, why can't I move my right? Why can I move my right foot? I kept trying and trying and trying to move it. And I was so confused, and I tried to move my arm, but it wouldn't move. It wouldn't move. Then, at one point, I saw my right foot move. And then that's when I woke up, fully woke up. And that's when I started to bawl and cry and panic. And I was like, what is happening? Why do I have to be life-flighted to a hospital? Like, why is my right foot not working? Why is my right arm not working? Like, what is wrong? I couldn't move. I was trying to get out words, but I just couldn't. I was crying to the nurse. She was trying to keep me, trying to calm me down. And I was crying like the whole way until I landed to Dixie Regional. When I landed to Dixie Regional and they wheeled me out to the emergency room, that's when I got out my first sound. And I was trying to say, I want my mom, because my mom couldn't come due to my sister having her wedding in less than 9 days. So she was trying to get ready for that. But I still was crying and bawling like, I want my mom. I want my mom, but it was, no one could understand me. They were like, what? Can you say that again? I was just so frustrated that I couldn't get out words. I was bawling all the way to the emergency room. And that's when they got my dad on FaceTime. And then I saw it and I was like trying to talk to him and say like, what is happening and what is happening to me? And he was like trying to talk to me. I don't even remember what he was trying to talk to me about, but he was just trying to talk to me. And then my aunt from Las Vegas walked in to the emergency room because she could get there faster than my mom could, so she was there to comfort me. because I needed a familiar face. I had this nurse in the emergency room. I will not say her name because privacy reasons, but she was amazing. She was the best nurse that I could have had during that time. She calmed me down and was just talking to me and just trying to keep me calm. And if you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for that. I am so grateful for you. I miss you. And I love you for being there when my mom couldn't. They had me wheeled back to it so they can do like an MRI and a CT scan. Let me just say, MRIs are the worst. If any of you have never gotten an MRI, they're terrible because they're so loud. They're so loud and they take forever. They had me do a CT scan and an MRI, and then I was wheeled out after all of those tests, and then I see my mom. And that's when I started to cry again, like, I was like, hi, Mom. I was just trying to say, hi, Mom. And I could see that in her eyes, like, she was super scared, and it scared me. Sorry if you can't understand what I'm saying. I get so emotional talking about this.
Water. You like to drink water? You're just thirsty, huh?
They wheeled me back to a room. And I was sitting here with my mom and my aunt till I got the MRIs back, the results back. They found out like I had a stroke. They didn't know why I had a stroke, but I had an ischemic stroke, which means I had a clot go up to my brain and it kept blood from passing through, so part of my brain died, but at least I'm alive.
Hey.
Through all my time at that hospital and the ICU and the IMC in Murray, I try to keep myself positive. Not look at the bad, but look at the good. So I was very happy under certain circumstances. I was happy.
Slow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As good as you thought I was gonna be?
Yes.
I'm not tickling her.
You know what? I've started a video somehow. I'm videoing. I don't know how I did it, but I've started a video. Isn't it going?
Yeah, it's fun.
It is going. Oh, look, there's T-Bird.
There's half
I'm
of
going.
Holly.
T-Bird.
But I also was sad because I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I had to write with my left hand to try to get my mom to understand what I was saying. And it was really hard for me.
Okay, don't let me lift. Ready? Go. Kick it in. Push forward. Push down this way. So don't let me lift. Get it. You'll get it again. Do it one more time. Ready? Hold it there. Don't let me lift. There it is. Breathe though. Good job. There it is.
Good job.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think it takes you to.
Good job. That's okay. Pick it up. Knee up.
To be able to not do what I was able to do before. Not play, like, to play basketball, play volleyball, go out with friends, even walk to the bathroom by myself, to shower myself by myself, brush my teeth by myself. Do my hair. Do anything by myself. It was like I was a toddler again. Or a baby. Whatever you want to call it. While I was there, my brain started to swell, so that meant if my brain didn't go down to its original size, that they would cut out a part of my skull and let it swell as much. Like, let it swell, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, go back down, and then they would do a surgery, like, to put it back in. But my brain started to go down, and so I didn't need to be in the ICU. And then I was transferred to IMC after Dixie. But I had this nurse at Dixie before I get to that AMC. I'm not going to say her name for privacy reasons, but she knows who she is. She was like my best friend there because she treated me like I was not different than anybody else. Treated me the same, took care of me, fed me, did my hair, did my makeup, did my nails. I can't explain the love that I have for her. So if she's watching this video, I love you so much, and thank you. I am so grateful for you too. When I got to the IMC, I got there before my sister's wedding, and I was so sad that I wasn't able to make it to her wedding because I was the maid of honor. I was supposed to be there for her every step of the way. But I couldn't. So it was so sad. I was so depressed about it. And then I was talking to my occupational therapist, and she said, like, I can take you to the wedding. I will take you to the wedding. only for 1 hour, and then we have to get back to the hospital. And I was so happy because I was able to go to her wedding, even though I had a stroke 10 days ago. I was able to be there for her special day. I'll insert a clip.
Haley, come on.
I had to be in a wheelchair. But all in all, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful I was even able to be there. When I was finally able to be discharged and go home, it was the best feeling. I remember getting home and seeing all my neighbors at my house got posters and they were clapping and all that. I was so happy. I can't even explain the happiness that I got from people actually care about me. I was saying hi to my neighbors and giving them hugs and just taking the time to be there in the moment. And I was finally home after a month of being in the hospital. I finally was home. So fast forward to now, it's been 5.5 months since my stroke. I feel like I'm doing good. I have some ups and downs still. I'm still struggling with some stuff, but I'm also flourishing in other things. I still can't write right now, but that's okay. I can write slowly, but I can't write like I used to, and that's okay. I wanted to make this video for people that are going through a hard time right now and think that they can't get through anything that they're going through right now. There's a lot of people who think that, and I just want to say you can do it. You can get through it. You can get through it. If I can get through it, you can. I thought I would never ever be able to get through what I'm going through. I still am going through it, but I know that once I reach my goal and not be able to do therapy anymore, that will be the best day, and to know that I made it. I made it through. I'm a miracle. I should have died. But God wanted to keep me here for some reason. There is a reason for everything that happens to you. He has a plan for each and every one of us. And I'm going to trust in that plan. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm super glad that you actually watched this video. Oh my gosh, like, you did not have to. But I'm so super I stumble my words sometimes. I'm working on that. I go to speech therapy, but I stumble my words sometimes. All the time, but you know what I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is thank you. Thank you. And who knows, maybe I will come back, or this is the only video that I'm gonna be making, or maybe not. We'll see. Right. Bye.